How low can you go? How low is the inventory in Rhode Island, really? I'm talking about the real estate inventory. It is drastically low, record low numbers. We have never seen anything like this before. Before we get into the video, subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about moving to Rhode Island, if you're moving to Rhode Island, if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to buy, reach out to us. We will help you out. Subscribe to our channel. Let's get into the video. Melissa.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
How low is the inventory?
It's pretty low, record's low.
Record's low, that's right. The reason why I got inspired to do this video is because the other day, I check the MLS every morning to look at the numbers and look at the inventory. And the other day, for the first time in like 2 months, the number of active single family homes went over 600 and I got excited.
Well, we had 2 days back to back where there was quite a bit added to the market.
Yes. Yeah, it was like about like 50 to 100 new homes added to the market.
Yeah.
And now it died out again. Right, I just checked today and it was like 550. So it's right back there. So the problem is new cool houses that are hitting the market. They hit the market 3 days later, they're under contract, over asking, and that thing just keeps happening, right?
Well, I mean, because this has been, and we've talked about this is just a very crucial supply and demand at its core analysis of we have more people looking to buy properties than we have properties on the market. And that, of course, impacts pricing and maybe 10 to 1. Yeah. So right now we still have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines looking to buy. So anything that comes on gets snapped up almost immediately.
Right away.
Yeah.
So that's really the biggest challenge. There are people who are offering $100,000 over asking, and that's really the main reason why prices are skyrocketing and they keep going up. Obviously, a lot of people, especially now with the interest rates going up, are saying that things are going to stabilize. But we haven't seen that yet, or even a sign of it, in my opinion.
I think it's a little too early. I mean, the rates just started increasing, and I think certainly the government talking about interest rates increasing further. And bear in mind, they don't ever increase the interest rates relative to mortgages. They're changing the bond rates, which impacts mortgage interest rates. Of course, that's a Zach story, so he can tell you more about that. But we know that it is going to have to cool the demand as a function of certain people will get priced out of the market. Unfortunately, with the rates going up, that's just what happens. So I think that that's going to help alleviate some of the demand. And we also know that there's going to be some more supply hitting the market. We're expecting a foreclosure infusion.
So talk more about that.
So before COVID, a long time ago.
It feels like 100 years ago.
It does.
It really does.
It does. We knew that there were a substantial number of homeowners that were actually in the brink of financial despair and foreclosure. And those particular properties ended up getting kind of a stay of execution, right? Because we had the mortgage foreclosures were a moratorium, and a lot of lenders were offering forbearance programs so that if folks were not making their mortgage payments, they were basically able to add all of that debt, all of those payments that they should have made to the back end of their mortgages. Exactly. So there's a lot of potential inventory out there for folks who may be owners right now that need to unload the property because they're starting to creep up with how much debt that they have. Also, those foreclosures are coming back to roost. We are expecting that there's going to be an infusion maybe in third or fourth quarter is what was predicted, but frankly, it was already predicted to have hit. So, how good are predictions? But if we have an infusion in our supply, along with a cool down of the demand, I think that's when you're going to start to see the market stabilize. And I think that that's what the government's pull is.
Yeah, I think it has to be a combination of multiple things for the market to stabilize.
For sure.
Interest rates alone will not do it.
Agreed.
If it's a 10 to 1 ratio, we're kind of guessing this just based on experience. And we're talking local like Rhode Island. Every listing I've had, we usually get between 7 and 30 offers. Right? 30 is extreme. It has happened before, but usually looking between 7 and 10. Right? So that's how many buyers are trying to buy one house.
I had a listing agent contacting me, 44 offers on one property. I mean, it's too much to even sift through.
Yeah. Now even to not change the subject, but now even agents are worried that they can be held liable for some, you didn't consider my offer, because there's so many offers, so they're taking extra time to do that. But to get back to the inventory, I do think the combination of all these factors could cause the inventory to go below higher. And we do need something to pop, not a bubble.
No.
But we need something.
There's no prediction of a bubble that I've heard. You know, the external factors of what happened, pre-2007 really don't exist now. I mean, granted, there's always external pressures that we can't predict, so I can't say with certainty there won't be a reduction in values, but I don't foresee it being a huge burst.
And I do think about that a lot, because I'm looking at, like, we look at this from our space, right? And from our space, there's no chance that the real estate market crashes. Now, we're not, macro economists here, but maybe there's an outside factor that could cause the whole economy to shift.
I don't even want to say it, but if there's a war, that's going to change things. If inflation and gas prices keep going, that may change things. Certain point, you just get priced out of the opportunity to purchase. So those are the types of external pressures that I'm contemplating when I say, well, I really don't think it's going to happen, but I don't know.
Yeah. And then another thing, I know I said we really haven't seen the effect in the market with the interest rates going up, but we kind of have. I mean, I've experienced it. I have a couple of buyers right now where they were looking at houses in the $350,000 range, and they can't buy those houses anymore.
Right, they're priced out of it.
Yeah, now they're at $310,000, $290,000 because their monthly payments have jumped by $300
or more.
I had an unfortunate conversation where one of the buyers was even struggling to understand how this is possible. I'm like, dude, the interest rates have gone up. Like, that's just what it is.
Right.
So what's the cost of waiting, right?
Right.
People are like, I don't want to overpay, because right now you're overpaying, and now with the high interest rates, and unfortunately the way this works is they don't raise interest rates, and then tomorrow we're going to see the results, as you know, right?
Right.
In real estate, like, this is not the stock market. It doesn't react right away.
No, yeah.
We're going to see this 6 to 12 months later. So I just don't know. There's so many factors.
Yeah.
But again, the biggest issue that we have is the low inventory.
And I think, unfortunately, better or worse, that's what's, like you said, kind of propelling this market where you're still capturing really high price points. Just had a condominium, small unit, nothing huge. It was on the market for $179. It sold for $227. That is really major price over, because what's something worth? Pretty much what someone's willing to pay. And there's a lot of occasions where we're seeing people willing to pay more.
Way more.
Yeah. And maybe they don't need a mortgage, so they're not worried about the interest rate.
Exactly, but then what's happening, like, that number is affecting the whole the overall price. I do want to say one more thing, actually, before we leave. There's a chart of new construction homes between every decade since the 1930s. Since the 1930s till 2010, there were on average between 10 to 25 million homes per decade being built. Last decade, between 2010 and 2020, 3.5 million homes were built. So that's the main reason why we don't have inventory.
And we talked about this in one of our other videos about construction. I think spec homes, investors, everybody got really jilted as a result of the crisis that we had, that they just don't want to be out there hanging in the breeze. And
small home builders, right, made up for about 60% of the whole landscape of new construction properties. And most of them got wiped out in 2008 and never made it back.
So
that's really the biggest problem. Hopefully you found some value in this video. If you have any questions, if you want to build a house, good luck. But call us, we'll help you out. Subscribe to our channel. Melissa and I are out.